Hey everybody, today we're talking more Daredevil by Mark Waid. This is volume 2. Hey everybody, welcome back to BK's Bullets. As always, I'm your host, Brent, and today we're continuing our read-through of Daredevil. We're in the Mark Waid era. We started a long time ago, maybe 2 years ago now, by reading Daredevil by Bendis. Worked all our way through that. We did the Brubaker stuff, we did the Shadowland stuff with Diggle, and now we're in the Redemption era of Daredevil by Mark Waid. That's what I'm calling the Redemption era because this is fucking awesome. I love these books. This is the second trade paperback. This is long out of print. I don't know if they're going to do these in an Ultimate Epic collection or whatever, but I do know that they did recently reprint one of the two Mark Waid in Daredevil omnibuses. Like, they split it up. There's 7 volumes of this one, and then another 4 or 5 of the Chris Samney run where it's all Chris Samney and Mark Waid, and I think that one just got reprinted, but there are omnibuses available of this content. So if you're watching this, wanting to know a little bit more about it or read it or get a better version of it, there's that out there. But you could also check this out on Comixology, your local library, all sorts of stuff. Maybe the Marvel Unlimited app also. But hey, this is Daredevil. It's awesome. All right, so we have this beautiful cover by Paulo Rivera. This contains Daredevil 7 through 10, 10.1, which is a weird thing Marvel was doing 10 years ago, and Amazing Spider-Man 677, all written by Mark Waid, with art by Paulo Rivera, Emil Rios, Kano, and Koi Pham. So, awesome stuff here. We're kind of moving a little bit more we're continuing this idea of the mega crime storyline and the Mega Drive, which is this in Fantastic Four insignia that Daredevil's carrying around. And the first couple of issues in here are really fun. After the wonderful One and Done, by the way. But the first couple of issues in here are Emma Rios on art, and it's basically Black Cat dating Daredevil Matt Murdock, trying to find a way into his apartment to steal the Mega Drive. So she's trying to play with his emotions a little bit in terms of seduction and things like that, using her good luck powers to get there and then steal the Mega Drive. But I don't know where the idea came from. This first issue here, number 7, is just a wonderful one-and-done story of Daredevil taking kids, like School for the Blind, it says it on the, a bunch of blind kids on a field trip. And he's basically like, hey, I'm going to take these kids out with a bus driver into the mountains in the snow and teach these kids that, there's just because they're blind doesn't mean they can't do fun things. And it, of course, as a superhero comic, goes sideways. They get into a blizzard, and the bus breaks down, and the bus driver has complications or whatever, so they have to, rescue themselves pretty much in the blizzard, in the freezing cold, and they're all blind. And only Matt Murdock is there to save them, and he's the only adult. It's got a pretty neat moment here at this Christmas party where he's dressed up in his ugly sweater, says, "I'm not Daredevil." So Matt Murdock is still rubbing it in people's faces that, oh, I'm not Daredevil, I've been cleared, and all sorts of things, even though the prosecutor doesn't really believe him. But this first issue, this Paulo Rivera art is just phenomenal. It's wonderful. It's a great one-and-done storyline. And then you get into the Mega Drive stuff, which is kind of the ongoing plot of our Mark Waid by Daredevil run. The whole next trade paperback is all about that stuff. But we do get a nice little detour here with the Mole Man and the Moloids, where the Mole Man, while we're talking about this Mega Drive thing, also steals some bodies from a cemetery in order to find one in particular. So he digs up a whole bunch of bodies across cemeteries in New York City, and one of them happens to be Matt's dad's. So he goes searching underground for his dad's, coffin, that kind of thing. So, casket. So this is kind of like a fun 2-issue story where Matt's in over his head, underneath the ground. He can't see. There's echoes everywhere. And so the radar sense is kind of going nuts. And then also the Moloids, he figures out, like the little creatures are, they use sound because it's very dark down there. So they can hear, almost better than he can, and that kind of thing. So it's a whole lot of fun. Then you have the .1 issue where I think this was just a cool little, it moves the story along a line, but the Koi Pham art here just doesn't quite hold up. But it's more focused on like a side story of Matt going to a guy in prison and trying to, he was a supervillain and he's trying to get faked out basically. He, whether he's going to be his lawyer or not. So he's trying to battle that. But we're still moving along the mega crime storyline. So it's kind of a weird thing, this .1 issue. It's not an origin or anything like that. It's just another issue of Daredevil in this series. But yeah, I'm having a whole lot of fun with this. If you can tell how many spoilers I gave away, I didn't think I gave away any spoilers, but just there's a lot of story packed in these. And I think that's what I enjoy the most about this particular run with Daredevil is that Mark Waid, he's an older comics writer. I don't know if he's in his 50s or 60s now, but he's been working for a long time, since the 90s, right? And he has different ideas about comic books and how they were and how they should be compared to most modern day writers that are only writing for the trade. So for one trade paperback for 7 issues here, you get 3 different stories, maybe 4 or 5, honestly. And all of them are phenomenal. They're all, a little bit self-contained, but they all kind of do link up. And that's what's so fun about reading this era of Daredevil is that you had these long storylines with Bendis and Brubaker, and then to get Mark Waid and get this new kind of art style, this bright and cheery art style, and these fun one and done kind of self-contained-ish, maybe 2 issues, 3 issue storylines here, while still the overarching arc of the Mega Drive threat is just a breath of fresh air in the world of Daredevil. And that's why I love this run so much. So 2 thumbs way up for a second volume of Mark Waid's Daredevil run here. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know down below in the comments what you thought about this volume, and we'll see you guys next time in the Funny Pages.